Welcome back to Auto MVIP, the channel where horsepower meets history and modern muscle rewrites the rules. If you're into high-performance rides, deep engine growls, and revivals of legendary classics, then buckle up and hit that subscribe button. Today, we're diving into something that blends nostalgia with raw modern power, the 2025 Plymouth Road Runner 426 HEMI. Yes, you heard that right. The Road Runner is back, and it's badder than ever. For those of you who remember the original Road Runner, it was a muscle car icon born in the late 1960s, designed to bring affordable speed to the streets. It was loud, brash, unapologetically American, and it carried the kind of street cred that still echoes through car culture today. Fast forward to 2025, and Plymouth, under the guidance of Stellantis, has shocked the world by reviving this legend in a way nobody expected. Let's start with what makes this car a true road runner: the engine. Under the hood of the 2025 model lies a beastly 426 cubic inch HEMI V8. That's 7.0 liters of pure American muscle. This isn't just a throwback number, they've built this engine from the ground up with modern engineering while staying true to that vintage vibe. We're talking about over 800 horsepower naturally aspirated. That's right, no turbos, no superchargers. Just old school displacement tuned with precision. The 426 HEMI in this car is a celebration of raw power. It redlines at 7,200 RPM, has forged internals, aluminum heads, and a performance intake system that roars louder than most supercars. One of the wildest things about it is the option for a 6-speed manual transmission. In a world dominated by paddle shifters and automatics, Plymouth said, "Let's give drivers the thrill they've been missing." And they nailed it. When it comes to acceleration, the 2025 Road Runner hits 0 to 60 in just about 3.2 seconds, depending on the configuration. That's muscle car speed, supercar territory. The quarter-mile time, a blistering 10.7 seconds with street-legal tires. All of this from a naturally aspirated V8 with real attitude and no artificial sound enhancement. What you hear is what you get, and what you get is thunder. The design is where things get even more exciting. Plymouth didn't just slap a nameplate on a Charger or Challenger clone. This is a bespoke platform with design cues pulled straight from the classic 1969 model. The long hood, the wide stance, the aggressive front fascia with retro-modern LED lighting, and that unmistakable rear end with thin taillights, it's all been reimagined for 2025. The signature, beep beep, horn is back too, and it's not a gimmick. It's part of the soul of the car. Inside, it's a beautiful blend of retro styling and modern tech. The dash features analog-style gauges with digital enhancements, a nod to classic muscle cars but with 21st-century clarity. The infotainment system is built on the latest Uconnect platform with a 12.3-inch screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a performance app suite that tracks lap times, G-forces, and more. But the real highlight, the interior still feels like a muscle car, minimalistic, driver-focused, with optional houndstooth seats and a pistol grip shifter that feels straight out of 1970. Suspension and handling have come a long way from the original Road Runner. This isn't just a straight-line missile. The 2025 Road Runner rides on a modern multi-link setup with adaptive dampers, electronic stability control, and track-tuned suspension that keeps the car planted through corners. Brembo brakes come standard, with 6-piston calipers up front and 4-piston in the rear, offering plenty of stopping power to match the performance. Now let's talk price. This is where things get a little controversial, but also kind of amazing when you consider what you're getting. The base model of the 2025 Plymouth Road Runner 426 HEMI starts at around $72,000. That includes the full V8 engine, manual transmission, and most of the core performance package. There's also a limited launch edition priced at $88,000, which includes carbon fiber components, a serialized badge, unique graphics, and a track day experience included with purchase. For a car pushing over 800 horsepower with the kind of legacy and rarity this name carries, those numbers are surprisingly reasonable. Compare it to a Hellcat or even a Camaro ZL1 and it sits right in the same ballpark, but with a name that hasn't been on the road in decades and a drivetrain that feels like a love letter to gearheads. Of course, there are going to be even more expensive variants. Rumors are swirling about a super track pack version coming later in 2025 or 2026, potentially pushing 900 horsepower with some street-legal drag strip features. Pricing for that is still under wraps, but expect something north of $100,000 if that ever drops. One of the most exciting parts about the new Road Runner is how it fits into today's car scene. In a time when the industry is moving toward electric vehicles and hybrids, the 2025 Road Runner is a loud, tire-shredding rebellion. It's not trying to be efficient or politically correct, it's trying to be fast, fun, and faithful to a legacy. And that's what makes it so special. It's a rare moment when a car comes along and says, "You want the old-school thrill with modern reliability." Here it is. For collectors, this car is going to be huge. Production is limited, only 5,000 units for the first year. That means if you want one, you better be ready to move fast. Dealers are already reporting waitlists and markups, especially on the launch editions. So if this is something you've dreamed about, start making moves now. So what's the final verdict? The 2025 Plymouth Road Runner 426 HEMI is not just a revival, it's a statement. It proves that there's still room in the market for cars that prioritize passion over practicality, sound over silence, and experience over efficiency. It's the kind of car that turns heads, sparks conversations, and makes you look for excuses to hit the open road. Whether you're a Mopar diehard, a muscle car lover, or just someone who appreciates when brands take risks, this car delivers in every way. That's it for today's episode of Auto MVP. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rebirth of a legend, hit that like button and subscribe for more real car talk, performance reviews, and exclusive looks at the machines that make us fall in love with driving all over again. Let us know in the comments, would you take the new Road Runner over a Hellcat or a Mustang Dark Horse? Or is the classic style not enough to win you over? We want to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep it loud, keep it fast, and keep it MVP.